Hello and welcome to the Nostalgia Dirt Series Studios. I'm here today with an amazing person. He's one of my heroes. He's a veteran and somebody that's served our country. And I just really appreciate Mr. Cole Reed being in the house today. So, how are you, man?
Loving this weather, loving the fact that it's not raining.
Yeah. I don't think Mother Nature loves racing too much anymore. I don't know what that's all about.
I have a boat, a jet boat, and start racing that soon.
Yeah, we're gonna put pontoons on all the race cars, I think. And then, and then we won't have to worry about races being canceled. So maybe we should patent that. We'll be rich.
I'm down. Bumper boats.
Sweet, yes, sweet. All right. Well, so today Cole is in the house, and we're going to be talking to him about him serving our country and just ask him a few questions. As all of you know, we honor our veterans, and we love. And at Nostalgia Dirt Series, we really love our country, and we just want to show that out with our YouTube videos. So if you like what we're doing, please hit the follow button, the subscribe button, like and share this on Facebook. We really appreciate that. We just really want to get our following growing, and so more people can honor amazing people like this gentleman here with that rock star smile of his. All right, so without further ado, I'll get right into asking a bunch of stupid questions.
I said stupid answers.
All right, so what branch of the military were you in?
Army infantry. I had the option to do kind of numerous jobs, but like my grandpa was infantry in World War II. My biological father was infantry in Vietnam. My older brother was infantry in the Marines. My second oldest brother was a truck driver in the Army. So I went Army infantry.
That's awesome. I mean, your whole family basically, served our country and stood up for our freedoms and stuff. And that's way cool. So is that what made you want to join up and serve our country? Is your family and stuff? Or tell us a little bit about that.
I mean, yeah, like growing up, you see the pictures and Grandpa Homer was a science teacher in Mason City, Homer Clark. And he would share these stories, and you just kind of get it installed. And then watching my oldest brother go away to the Marines and watching Jason go away to the Army, I just kind of, as soon as I got to that age, I was like, well, this is normal.
That's what I do, right?
Yeah, this is what we do. We're going to do this. So
sweet. So can you tell our viewers what it was like pulling in here? I'm Cole, I'm a civilian, and I'm pulling in and I'm looking around. Tell us do you remember the feelings that you had?
Shock and awe.
Shock and awe. Yeah.
They call it a shark attack. And so you're there and you got everything you own in a rucksack and you're just holding it above your head.
Oh gosh.
And you're standing in line and they're trying to pick out, it's the first time they see you. So you'll have a drill sergeant here, one here.
Oh no.
And they're just trying to figure out, who's going to break, who's not. And it was, it was shock and awe.
Were you prepared for that? Were you prepared for these guys to be in your face?
So my nickname I got in the military was Smiley. And it's I don't know, it's been me my whole life. Whenever things get awkward or angry or tense, I always smile.
Sure.
So right away, yeah, they picked me out quick. But then they soon realized, because I would be doing push-ups, I'd be smiling. So then they just realized, they're like, wait, you're from Iowa? Oh, you're just
you're
smart boy, strong. All right, we got it. So then, they just all called me Smiley, and they never really got on me for smiling after that. And like, I kind of melded with the situation around me, and
Sure.
I loved it. Loved every minute of it.
That's awesome. I've talked to some veterans, interviews and stuff, and for some people, it's hard to conform and melt in and stuff like that. Did you see people around you that couldn't take the pressure?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I grew up in Rockwell, 12 miles south here. Grew up working in hog farms,
Sure.
and cow farms, and so that's the Midwest way. They tell you to do something, you do it, get the job done. But yeah, some of the people that weren't from here, they had a hard time.
I can't imagine. So, tell us some things about what boot camp was like and what you experienced and what you went through. If you can, I mean, if you're comfortable with that.
Oh yeah, boot camp was I actually liked it. You got instructions, you got your goals. All you gotta do is meet the goal that day. So that was good for me. Some people, they don't like that. I remember the first ruck march we went on was 3 miles. And that broke a lot of people off.
Oh, I'm sure.
I mean, coming from home, just not doing a whole lot, most people. Like, yeah, you got broke off. I think by the end, we were doing 15 milers. And I mean, it wasn't fun, but you kind of, you work your way up, and
right.
They break you down to build you back up.
Because I would imagine going to war, going into battle, can't possibly be an easy thing, and so
that was also a shock and awe. Like,
tell us what that, if you're whatever you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
Tell us, so you get out of boot camp and you made it, and what's next in the military?
So I went into the National Guard. I was with the 133rd unit out of Iowa Falls. Did my time in there, got put in the IRR, and got called up and went with 56th Stryker Brigade. So Pennsylvania National Guard.
Sure.
And got stuck with the 111th Infantry Unit. We did some training up here, moved around. First started in Georgia, and then moved to Louisiana, Mississippi, and then New Jersey.
Wow.
Flew out of New Jersey, overseas into Baghdad, and then I served in Taji, Iraq.
Wow.
Yeah, it was different. Like, right away, you go from the Midwest, like farm fields, green.
Sure.
To no green.
I can't imagine, what kind of feelings does that invoke? Being in Baghdad or something like that,
That's kind of like, right away, it was almost like a dream. Like, you see it and you're like,
is this real?
Yeah.
Surreal moment?
Yeah, and then like a week later, you're like, yep, it's real.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's real.
Still here.
Yeah.
But no, it was.
So, when you were in Baghdad and different places, did you feel like who's lurking around the corner? What's next? Who's going to jump out? Was there a pressure like that?
Yes, it was. It's so hard to explain because, like, even here, like, there's certain people in life you just don't get along with.
Right.
And it's still life, so you got to see them.
Sure.
And it's just like, that there's that moment, that heat, that little bit of heat.
Mm-hmm.
But this is different. Like, it was so thick, you could like cut it with a knife.
Those people want to kill you.
Yeah.
They want to take your life.
So you could see in people's eyes, and like certain people were happy that we were there because they were tired of the way things were going. But majority, from what I saw, was not. It was just like needles coming out of their eyes. It was weird to get used to.
I'm sure.
But like I said, every day you're out in it, so
sure.
Kind of just like, okay.
Right. And so, is it called a platoon? Your group, your platoon. Yeah. So is that like a brotherhood? Is that, what's that like? So they're obviously everybody's supposed to have each other's back.
Mhm.
Does that help in any way, or what's that like with your platoon brothers? And I don't know if there's any females in your
No.
deal, but
I believe now there is.
Sure.
But back when I was in, they didn't allow females in the infantry.
Sure.
So yeah, right away, I mean, it's kind of, I don't know. I would revert back to like a zoo.
Mm-hmm.
Like, like you got a bunch of guys, all guys. So like instantly it's kind of like alpha game.
Right. Yeah.
You got to test limits and kind of push each other's buttons.
Right.
But then yeah, it just flips on its head and it's instant brother. Like
Sweet.
I still talk to people that I went overseas with. I still talk to people that I went to boot camp with.
Wow. Cool. Because they become your family too,
yeah,
don't they?
Like
They're literally protecting your life.
Yep. So it's a mutual respect. It's different. It's like a family member, but just a whole different relationship,
Sure. Well, there's times. So my wife is my family, but there's times when she'd let somebody snipe me. I think.
Yeah.
So
you gotta keep those.
Yeah.
You can't argue like
Yeah.
too much.
Exactly.
They're like, I still kind of like them.
Yeah. Maybe that was a bad metaphor, but I don't know.
But no, it is a different relationship, and it's hard to explain. But like those guys, I could just like any one of them, I call them up right now,
Sure.
and they would sit on the phone with me, talk about whatever we needed to.
So you still keep in contact with your buddies and stuff. That's awesome. So I feel that even though you're not in the service anymore, any veteran, yourself included, I'd like to know how you feel. Basically, you did give your life for this country because now you're a civilian,
Mm-hmm.
but are you still on high alert? Do you still think about things you go through? I believe, after talking to so many of you veterans, that you literally, even though you're still alive, you give your life for this country.
Oh yeah. So I've dealt with mental health since I've been back. I really didn't know what it was or like what I was dealing with. But since then, I've gotten in touch with the VA and gotten on their program, and they've actually really, really improved. Like
Awesome.
They've taken huge leaps from where we were, like my dad in Vietnam coming back, to where we are now. But it's one of those things that there's no cure.
Right.
Like, mental health, there's not really a cure for it. You deal with it the rest of your life, but you just kind of get better.
Sure.
You learn your body, you learn your triggers, you learn this stuff, and it kind of helps you deal with it on the daily.
Awesome.
And,
awesome.
Time heals a lot.
Right. I've interviewed some Vietnam veterans, and they came home to people being mad at them for serving our country. You know? And so what I'm understanding you're saying is the military helps you guys when you come home to transition, and is there programs and that kind of stuff?
Yes, I mean they just like anything in life, they still got a ways to go.
Sure.
But like, the biggest thing I can think about, and me and my dad talked about, is like back in the day, like let's say World War I, World War II, they took ships.
Mm-hmm.
They took ships over. So you go over, you battle, well, you still have 2 weeks on the ship. You come back. And that 2 weeks is, good decompression.
Right.
Out of the battle. Now you flash forward to like Vietnam and that, where, you could be in battle and then the next day you're back in the States. And they really didn't. Now, I know when I came back, you had at least a week demo.
Sure.
So we came back to Fort Dix, New Jersey, and we had a week, and they kind of, asked the questions. They still got ways to go,
but they're headed in the right direction, hopefully.
They're definitely headed in the right direction.
Awesome. Well, that's good to hear, because I haven't served my country, and I just know what I hear talking to veterans, and it's just mind blowing.
Yeah, no, it is getting better.
So
thankfully, I came back in 2009. So 2010 was like when I first interacted with the VA, and I can tell you, 2010, 2013, it's been night and day. So I couldn't imagine the guys that were dealing with this,
right,
in the 90s.
Right. Yep. Even my grandfather in World War II, he didn't really like to talk about a lot of things. He was actually in a live firefight with a German soldier, and he took a bullet, and the soldier was going to kill him, wanted to kill him, and my grandfather took his life first. And I actually have that serviceman's revolver. The United States government issued it to my grandfather. He was able to bring it back to the States, and he's got had certification. So I have the weapon that, just holding that, thinking somebody wanted to kill my grandfather with this weapon, and that's what we want to do with the Nostalgia Dirt series, is show you, the viewers, just how important it is that we honor our servicemen and women, and how we really appreciate our freedoms. Is it so? I know the answer because I've asked a lot of veterans. So are freedoms different in Baghdad from Mason City, Iowa?
Slightly. Slightly. I will say this, Baghdad, like towards the end there, they were like, they had universities, and like you would see women in regular clothes and,
sure,
and guys and women interacting. But that's Baghdad.
Sure.
That's a very,
they've kind of progressed a little bit.
Yes. Where I was Taji. It was right on the Tigris, about 2 hours northeast. Very country, very low key, and like there, you didn't see a woman in anything except for you could see like that.
Right.
And that's how it was. So, like, even that, they're taking steps. They have a long way to go, but.
Well, I know there's some countries that, we can sit here and talk about how we disagree with politics, or and in some countries, if you disagree, they just they just shoot you.
Yeah, they don't really have that conversation. We're doing good over here.
Yeah, love my country.
Yeah. So yeah, we do take for granted a lot of things, and that was one of the other things that was, a double-edged sword. Is it's saddening when I got over there to actually see like people living in mud huts and no electricity, but at the same time, it's like, that's why we do what we do, to make sure, my babies grow up not having that.
Right.
It sucks, but it reminded me, what I'm doing.
Sure.
Why I'm doing what I'm doing.
Sure. Well, again, from all the staff at Nostalgia Dirt Series, I just want to, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for giving your life for our country. And I just really appreciate it. It's an honor to have you in our studios talking a little bit about this. And stay tuned, because I'm hitting this guy up about possibly being on the team, getting behind the wheel of a race car. We're going to be doing another interview real soon that we're going to be putting up. We actually have a tribute car that was a tribute to his father. And we're going to put this gentleman in that car. So that'll be a whole nother video, and we're really excited about that.
Either a really good one or a really, really good one.
We'll wait to see how many times you go around, and then we'll start shooting on
it. Practice lab.
Yeah, exactly. All right, well, this is Mr. Nostalgia and Mr. Cole Reed talking to you about veterans and honoring our country. And we really appreciate you watching. We'd appreciate some feedback on your experience. And we would like you to reach out to us if you're a veteran. We'd love to do a Zoom meeting with you if you're out of state, and interview you and honor you. And again, follow us, like us, share us. Let's get the word out about what Nostalgia Dirt Series is doing with honoring our servicemen and women. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for tuning in, and God bless you. Thank you. Sweet. Now I'm hoping I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna see the camera rolling still. Yes.
Got it.
Sweet.